And then they had an in-ring drawing. Next week, there's going to be a 4-way tag team match to determine the number one contender that will face FTR for the title at the Full Gear pay-per-view. I thought they had statistics and won-loss records to determine the number one contender, but they're going to put 4 of these outlaw teams in a goddamn cluster next week. And
boy, when you look at all those teams lined up on the stage,
yeah,
it's a pretty sad state of affairs with the AEW tag team division. And that's not even accounting for the booking of the division. Just who's in it.
Just who's in it. I mean, you could look, but they brought to the ring, they picked Private Party, 2 Dork Order jobbers, the Fishmonger and the Meat Gentleman, and Balding Buck and his brother Buck Hogan. And so they all get in the ring, and Balding Buck tries to take the microphone and start an intimidating interview. And they super kicked the other guys, and they did some fake shit to people, and they tore up the ring and had a hissy fit and bumped the heels out, and then super kicked Private Party to show that they're unstoppable and they have no friends anymore because they're super serial about their wrestling now.
So who's the heel in this program?
No, who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Even Private Party didn't know that they were heels because they fucking fist bumped them and then got super kicked. Meanwhile, FTR was trying to get out of there quick, but the most unprofessional. Well, I think the Balding Buck is probably the most unprofessional.
Wait, what?
Balding Buck is probably the most unprofessional because he's the one that does all the flippy fucking flying shit. The other one just doesn't sell anything. It's a fucking crapshoot. But either one of them hit fucking Dax with something. He had to take a halfway bump. I don't know what you like Balding better than Buck Hogan or what?
I think Balding is better in the ring. High spots or no high spots, he's better. He seems more natural in the ring. He sells a little bit. That little 10 seconds or 30 seconds he was on the mic, he's clearly better than his brother on the mic. Whose little tough guy act is just awful. His brother, I'm telling you, I said this a long time ago. I want you to think about it. If you shaved his head down the middle, he looks identical to Marty Gorman.
Marty Gorman. Yep, I can see it.
He's got the
that's
Marty
hilarious
Gorman face.
To me and Brian and 3 other people listening to this right now.
But
how frustrating must it be for some of these grown men to have to put these middle-aged middle school kids over? And bump and fly for their fucking shit.
You know, I just wish we could take from NXT and AEW and form a new promotion. Because there are guys who look like wrestlers and guys who are wrestlers. You got FTR, you got MJF, you got Austin Theory, you got Damian Priest. Unfortunately, in either company, both guys, or all these guys, are surrounded by a sea of mediocrity.
They're not that good. It's a sea of unprofessionalism. It's a sea of circle jerkers out to tickle each other's taints because they think they're stars and they want to do a wrestling spoof because that's the way they get over. And it's the same amount of people watching this shit as it always is.
When AEW started, I was hopeful for an alternative to WWE. Now I want an alternative to AEW.
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I guess.
And the problem is they're in a complete lockdown bubble and the show is so antiseptic, but at least they're trying to put out a baseline and fucking just give people some good quality fucking sports.
Hey, I'll tell you, AEW is basically the entire Ring of Honor roster minus the Briscoe brothers from, like 2015 or whatever. I would fire all the commentators and hire Ian Riccoboni and Caprice Coleman.
Well, but that would make a lot of sense. Anyway, real quickly, the next match for the ladies' title, Sheeta versus Swole, tooth and nail rule, bitches. I know you watched this thing because you had a morbid sense of curiosity because we've both acknowledged that Big Swole is possibly the worst wrestler, man or woman, currently on television. What did I miss here? I wasn't going to watch this shit.
You really lost out. Big Swole is a level of terrible that is enjoyable to watch because it's clear that AEW, and I said it from the beginning, just because WWE is a women's division doesn't mean every wrestling company needs a women's division. And I didn't think AEW had enough talent to justify having a women's division. I still feel that way, more so today than I did before the pandemic. Big Swole has no business being on a national television show right now. She is so bad in there. Even Sheeta, who's one of the better AEW workers, was lost. This match was a lost cause, but it was one of those ones you have to watch. Because it's, like I said, Big Swole may be the single worst wrestler in the entire business that's on national TV.
I almost wish I hadn't deleted this now.
She has no business being on that show. This match was a train wreck. I dare anybody. There are people who listen to these reviews and they go, oh, Jim's being too hard on this match. Oh, Brian hates everything. I dare someone to tell me they watched this match and it wasn't god-awful.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Late breaking news. Uncle Dave has tweeted again. Big Swole has been added to the Hall of Fame ballot.
No. Listen, I'm willing to put money on the fact that even Dave will say this match was a train wreck. This match was a disaster. This was the anniversary show of AEW, and they put the least qualified women's wrestler in there against their world champion, and the match completely fell apart. This was really, really bad. With that said, I will be violating the tooth and nail rule to watch Big Swole matches because it's enjoyable bad to me. I don't even know how to compare it to anything else. It's so bad that I can't look away because I don't want to miss any of the awfulness.
Okay, we're going to make you the special Big Swole correspondent.
I accept.
From now on.
I accept.
If one of us has to fucking bite the bullet, it'll be you.
I accept. I wish you could see this match. It was so bad.
It's deleted off my DVR. It will never be seen again.